No, I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to smack it raw.
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised. Hand jobbers and hand jobbies, welcome to the Smackin Raw podcast, episode 131. I am your host, the Warden, Matt Ritter, and I am here, as always, with my co-host, Sir Cusselot Travis Pointer, a.k.a. the Dragon King, a.k.a. Big T, a.k.a. Sweet T, a.k.a. T-Money, a.k.a. T-Bag, a.k.a. Black Merlin, a.k.a. the HNIC.
What's happening?
All right, Travis. How you doing tonight?
I'm alive, bro. I'm alive. That's about all I can say right now.
We're making it through. And speaking of making it through, I need you to make it through Sasha's DMs. Find yourself a brand new panda gift to send her. And while you're doing that, I am going to do this.
My baby left me sad and blue. I didn't know what to do. And then I met his best friend, and it took me to it. And I told me
She says put it in her mouth. I mean her motherfucking mouth. She says put it in her mouth.
Anyway, let's see.
She says put it in her mouth. I mean her motherfucking mouth. You wanna go down?
All right, I got it.
I'll be like her.
Thank God, because I always forget that my mom and my mother-in-law listen to this. It is a panda falling off a log, eating Chinese food.
I don't know, look like some kind of popsicle or something. I don't know.
He's eating something, and he kind of does a somersault. Very nice, Travis. Very nice. And still no response, correct?
None.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
It is.
All right.
Let's I can't help but feel like it's somehow your fault.
I've had nothing to do with this. But in news and rumors, Paige got a boob job, which I think we all knew, but apparently some fans just found out and went to Twitter to discuss it, and some people even insulted her for getting a boob job, and then there were people defending her, saying it's her body. What do you care what she does with it? Which
exactly. Why do you give a fuck?
Yeah, no. But it was a whole thing on Twitter for a little while.
Did we know this happened a long time ago?
It wasn't too long ago.
Well, not a long time ago, but long enough ago to where they should have been over it by now.
She posted a picture, and it was very obvious in the picture, so I guess some people didn't realize it. And at one point,
IG?
like a year, I don't know if it was IG. I saw it on Twitter.
At one point a year ago, what happened?
It was a year or two ago. She said that it was just a really good push-up bra, that she hadn't had her breast enhanced when people were originally talking about that. So people jumped on that whole thing.
Once again, I just don't understand why they care, but okay.
Me neither. Apparently, there's a rumor going around that WWE is to remove pay-per-views from the network and go back to pay-per-views on pay-per-view.
I don't see that happening because they do that. Everybody's going to unsubscribe from the network.
Yeah, and I mean, we also heard rumors about there being tiers for the network, and that didn't happen either.
Exactly.
So,
It's not happening. I'm not worried about it.
yeah, we'll see. And then you let me know and everyone else in the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/SmackandRaw, that there are a couple more wellness policy violations on the way. Rumor is one of them was Samoa Joe. No word on who the other one or other ones are yet.
Once again, these are just rumors. We don't know this. We'll see.
And last but not least, NXT's Tayanara Conti has supposedly walked out on the WWE.
Who?
She's the chick that is the black belt in judo. She's always saying Latinas do it better. She's like the crazy Latina.
If I saw a picture, I'd probably know who you're talking about. But
Yeah. Tayanara. Yeah, she walked out.
Okay.
Raw, SmackDown, NXT, or AEW, Travis?
Let's go with SmackDown because that's the one I didn't see the entirety of.
All right. We kicked it off with The Miz and Morrison, and the dirt sheet has returned. They actually had a really funny trailer for a quote-unquote movie, which was basically just them goofing off and kind of hyping their match against the New Day for the tag team titles in Saudi Arabia. And then they start cutting a promo, and Morrison gets the mic, and he is just not good at these promos in the ring, and I don't know why. Thank God.
Morrison has never actually been good on the mic, so I don't expect him to be.
Thank God the New Day come out and interrupt and show them what.
Wait. I saw a clip of this on Twitter. I was on my way home, and I saw this in the Twitter. Did we really get a tip drill reference on SmackDown?
Yes. We also got Big E watches BET Uncut on SmackDown. Kobe told him to stop doing that.
Yeah, that's where he saw tip drill. That's what he's like the reference to Nelly with the credit card swiping. Yeah, that was tip drill. Must be that ass, but it ain't because it ain't your face. I need a tip drill.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see a tip drill. Point her out. Where she at? Point her out. Where she at? Point her out. There she go. Yeah.
You good?
For now.
Okay. The Miz and Morrison say they beat everyone besides the New Day. Then the Usos come out and say, no. Whoa.
Day one-ish. They do
you
all
ain't
that?
beat us.
Did they really do it like that?
The woes, all the woes as they came down the rampway.
Channeling the Rock right there. I got it.
They said you didn't beat us, and then for whatever reason, Dolph Ziggler's music plays, and we get the Usos versus Dolph and Bobby Roode.
So instead of getting the Usos versus Miz and Morrison, we got the Usos versus Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode.
So Miz and Morrison attacked the New Day, and then the Usos chased them out of the ring. But Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler versus the Usos apparently was already scheduled, so we just rolled right into that match.
Boo!
I agree.
I hate SmackDown already.
Baron Corbin got pissed off that they were showing him being humiliated with dog food, so he went to the production
He didn't even eat the dog food. It don't even count. Fuck that. I refuse to acknowledge this dog food shit happened last week. Move on.
And he attacked the production truck guy, dragged him out, beat him up, and then comes out and whines and cries, saying he wants another match. And, of course, Roman Reigns gives him another match. But this time, Travis, it will be in a steel cage.
Is he going to eat dog food?
I don't know. Honestly, I went on Twitter.
He has yet to eat actual dog food, and I'm bothered by this.
I don't understand why, like, week after week, we and multiple people that I see have said we don't want this feud anymore. It needs to be over. Yet
I
just
don't.
Keep adding.
Only reason why this should ever happen is if Corbin actually eats the dog food, and it has not happened yet. Since it's not going to happen, it needs to end yesterday.
Well, I have one caveat. I said I wanted this at WrestleMania because that was the question we were asked on Twitter, but actually I think it's more appropriate for Saudi Arabia. I'll watch Baron Corbin versus Roman Reigns in a Punjabi kennel match.
So you want the Punjabi prison combined with the kennel from hell?
Well, you just take the dogs because the Punjabi prison's already two separate entities. You just put the dogs in between. Yeah, that's what I want.
Get actual dogs that are gonna do something instead of just shit on the floor.
I don't care either way, honestly. It's kind of the charm from the kennel.
Well, so here's the thing. What's good about this is it's gonna happen in Saudi Arabia. I'm not gonna watch the shit anyway, so I don't care. But because I've already established I don't watch that shit. But if they're gonna do it, I need them to like get like, you know, I don't know, dogs that have been used in Hollywood that know how to like act. It sounds weird.
Makes sense.
It's gonna sound weird, but like I need professional dogs. All right. They exist. They exist. Get them.
Like Airbud? You want Airbud?
In Rottweiler form, yes.
Okay. Like the dogs from
form.
Like the dogs from fucking Don't Breathe. Did you see Don't Breathe?
No, I never saw Don't Breathe. That was one of those I needed. I was like, I'm gonna go see this, and then I just didn't. And it's been like one of those. I have no doubt that that's what's his name? Something Lang, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his first name? His name is something now because you don't know. So yeah, something Lang. That dude.
His name is something now because you don't know. I like that.
Yeah, because you haven't.
Actually, it wasn't Lang. It was Fede Alvarez.
The blind dude.
Oh, Stephen Lang, the blind dude, Stephen Lang. I thought you were talking about the director.
No, fuck that. I was talking about the dude in it. Like, yeah, Stephen Lang is his name. Okay, I'm like, you know, there's something Lang.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was in Terra Nova, and that was the show that I was so upset that he didn't get a second season of. But yeah,
you definitely should check that out.
I believe you. I wanted to see it. I just never did.
And they have trained dogs in there, and I think they were Rottweilers.
Yeah. Well, that then.
Back to SmackDown. Elias came out, was going to sing a song. Cesaro and Sami Zayn interrupted him, and then Sami Zayn kept going on about how it must suck to be interrupted. And Elias is like, you must not have been watching for the last 2 years because that's all anyone ever does when I try and sing is interrupt me. And then Elias beat Cesaro with an elbow drop, Macho Man style. That's his finisher now.
Was it at least off the top rope? Okay.
It was.
Did he
do
the pose first and then jump?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Next, Goldberg is on SmackDown. Did you see this?
Nope. I came in right at the Daniel Bryan match.
Okay. So the next thing. They're asking Goldberg who's next, and he's like, I'm going to cut to the chase, blah, blah, blah. I know Brock's busy with Ricochet and Drew McIntyre, but what about the Universal Championship? You know, my Universal title run wasn't very long and blah, blah, blah. So he challenges the Fiend Bray Wyatt to a match at Super Showdown, which, by the way, Kate has been calling Superstar Shakedown, and I find that hilarious.
That's funny.
Or Superstar Shakedown, I think. Yeah, Shakedown. Then we get a special Firefly Funhouse news report where Bray Wyatt is basically laughing at Goldberg for challenging the Fiend and says the Fiend accepts. We get they've got like little scrolling shit at the bottom, like Ramblin' Rabbit's dead and fucking Abby the Witch is on the next season of The Bachelorette, stuff like that scrolling at the bottom. We had a news report from the Buzzard saying that it'll be a cold day in hell before Goldberg beats the Fiend. Then Goldberg tells him to stop wasting his trying to intimidate him because that stuff doesn't work with him. And kind of gets pissed off and basically tells the Fiend he's next and then rips his headset off and leaves.
Okay.
Goldberg versus Bray Wyatt is not a match that would get you to tune into Super Showdown, Superstar Shakeup, Shakedown.
No.
The next part of the show was Kate's favorite part of the show. Do you know why it was Kate's favorite part of the show?
Why was it Kate's favorite part of the show?
Because there's only one person on earth that is a Heath Slater fan, and that is my wife. She's the only one.
Is it because of Heath Slater? Because
He's got kids and one fan, and it's my wife. Yeah, he's sitting back there in the back, and he's acting like he's checking on Daniel Bryan after the beating that he took at the Royal Rumble with the strap and all that. And he's like, I don't know why you would tire. Like, he's basically just kind of talking shit in like I'm worried about you, but over talking sort of way. And Daniel Bryan gets pissed off, and he's like, well, what do you think about this? How about you and me in a match right now? Man, Heath Slater didn't get a televised entrance or any televised offense.
Oh, really? See, I caught it right when the match started, so I didn't even see if he got an entrance or not. I didn't see anybody's entrance, but yeah.
No entrance, no offense.
Yeah.
And Kate was not happy. She said it's bullshit.
I mean, it's Heath Slater. Outside of Kate, nobody gives a fuck, so.
And it's Heath Slater, so what do you expect in a match against Daniel Bryan? Like, what's he going to do?
His beard is slowly growing back. His hair is growing back. Like 8 months from now, he's going to be back to the full caveman look that we had before.
Then we got an interview with Braun Strowman and Renee Young about him winning his first singles title finally, which is interrupted by, again.
It was Renee Young. See, here's the thing. I was making dinner at the time, and I was kind of just glancing. I'm like, wait, is that Renee Young back on SmackDown? Oh, okay.
Well, we were also sitting there, and I think I was on Twitter, not paying attention, and Kate was doing something. We both heard Braun Strowman say Renee, and Kate's like, is that Renee? And like we both looked up, I'm like, oh shit, it is Renee Young.
Yeah.
Then I paid a little more attention. And then Sammy came out, and I went back to doing what I was doing.
Yeah, exactly. I went back to cooking dinner because it was like, I no longer care.
He had the revival jump Braun Strowman from behind. Braun kind of cleans house, but eventually the 4-on-1 is a little too much for Braun Strowman.
Yeah, even if that one is
Shinsuke
Braun Strowman,
wants a rematch too.
4-on-1 is sometimes too much.
Yeah, Shinsuke wants a rematch too. Good for him. Then we got Otis's date prep, and this was very disappointing because it wasn't what we talked about last week with Big E.
What did we talk about last week with Big E?
I don't want to go into like the full thing because I went into that whole thing about Big E and the body oil and the Netflix and chill and all that shit, and you were just like, I went a little too far, I think.
I was so out of it last week, dude. I kind of remember that, but yeah.
We were talking about how Big E, instead of Tucker, should be Otis's coach to prep him for this date.
Yes,
should
I
be
do.
montages
I do remember that more. Yeah.
And the hips moving and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead, we got Tucker. And it was about what I expected. It's Tucker handing him weights and feeding him pizza while he does sit-ups and ripping sleeves off his jacket and telling him what to wear. And it was what it was. It wasn't my favorite thing they've done so far.
Yeah, it's one of those, yeah. You kind of expected this to come up, so we just let it happen.
Yeah. And then Apollo Crews gets a match on SmackDown. And Sheamus.
Yeah, it was a Sheamus. Yeah.
Apollo loses to Sheamus, and then Chad Gable, Shorty G, tries to attack after the match. Doesn't work. He gets booted in the face. I don't know why we're like SmackDown is, in my opinion, the worst show. Like, I'm just not feeling it at all.
Me neither. Me neither.
But
it's traditionally the show that Vince doesn't give a shit about, and they keep trying to act like he does, but we know he doesn't.
Yeah.
It's
and
all
then Fatal 4-Way. Carmella beats Naomi.
Surprised the fuck out of me. Because I just knew Naomi was winning this match. Like, it was just...
Unless they're saving Bayley and Naomi for WrestleMania?
Maybe. Because, like, going into this, I just knew Naomi was winning this shit. Like, it was just... They set it up last week to me. And Carmella? Does anybody care?
Honestly, that was Corey Graves cares.
Outside of the person who is inside her vagina, does anybody else care?
I'm sure there are some Carmella stands out there that are really happy. She's the last person in that match I thought was winning. Like, they did a little promo earlier on in the night with Alexa, so like that was a possibility. Naomi was like the favorite.
Yeah.
Even Dana Brooke, just like because she really hasn't had anything. Like,
Let's
oh wow,
talk
they did
about
something
Dana
for Dana
Brooke for a second, because she got some momentum going and then didn't keep it going. You need to keep flirting with Batista on Twitter. What the fuck are you doing? You need to publicly continue to flirt with Batista on Twitter so we get behind you, because we were with it. We were with it. You had us. And then you just let it go. What the fuck?
You just want her to tell you how big Batista's dick is.
That's only part of the reason. I also want that sex tape to come out.
All right, Travis. SmackDown, spit or swallow?
Spit.
Yeah, me too. I was on my phone the most of the show. I was not intrigued or entertained. The New Day was fun.
Yeah, they talked about
everything else
drill.
is just kind of. We just keep doing the same things week in and week out.
When we're done recording this podcast, I'm gonna go on YouTube and watch the tip drill video.
You don't want to finish listening to put it in your mouth?
No. That's far less entertaining than the tip drill video.
I highly disagree. You've heard that song before though, right? Because you looked very confused, like you didn't know what the fuck you were listening to.
Once it got into it, I'm like, oh, I do know this. It was one of those that I've heard before. I'm like, that was the look. I'm like, I know this. Where do I know this from? And then it got into, to put it in your mouth. I'm like, oh, Aquanelli. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm really glad I got you to say put it in your mouth. Raw, NXT, or AEW?
AEW.
All right, I got to start with this, Travis. I got to
ask
because
Where's the fucking Luchasaurus?
That's not what I wanted to start with.
I don't care what you were about to say. The most important part is that we've gone how many weeks straight with no Luchasaurus? It's only 2? Okay, yeah, the week before I didn't watch, so I don't know. But yeah, 2 weeks straight with no Luchasaurus. AEW, I'm not watching you no more. I don't care.
Luchasaurus was on the boat. That was 3 weeks ago. All right.
Was he riding on the dolphin doing flips and shit?
No, he was not.
The dolphin splashing, getting everybody all wet?
No, but Marco Stunt did wear...
This is real as it get. I'm sorry.
Marco Stunt did wear a life preserver to the ring in the match.
I don't care.
Because he's tiny like a child, so he wore a life vest in case he fell in the water.
I get it, but I didn't see it, so I don't care.
Okay.
It's not real.
There's been a lot of discussion. I don't really have an opinion. I'm curious as to yours, but based on your face, obviously this isn't something you even broached or thought about talking about.
Probably
but
not.
I do know a couple weeks ago you told me that you really just don't like seeing people get whipped, period.
I don't.
A lot of people thought that the timing this month and
during Black History Month, yes, I know where you're going. Continue.
That the 10 lashes to Cody Rhodes was poorly timed and insensitive to the time of year that it is.
I get that. I can see how people can be bothered by that. Personally, I don't give a shit because it was badly done anyway. So it was just.
What do you mean?
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why this was badly done. These 10 lashes that Cody took. Not Kobe, not my nephew.
Mm-hmm.
So it was with a belt. Anybody
leather belt?
Yeah. Now anybody who has a child who's gotten whooped by their parents has gotten whooped with a leather belt. And if anybody who's like me has at some point eventually gotten it on the bare ass, you talking about 10 of them? Are you bitching out like that? Fuck you. Fuck you. Not to mention, a couple weeks prior to this, not to compare the two shows, but we got Daniel Bryan getting whipped mercilessly with a leather strap on his back. He got more than 10 lashes. He didn't bitch out like that. I understand what they were trying to do. But they had to give me more than just a fucking leather belt.
Okay. I didn't see it as insensitive for Black History Month because it was a white guy whipping another white guy. And that's just the way I looked at it.
I get
I
it.
understand that the idea of whipping could be insensitive this time of year, but the fact that it was a white dude whipping another white dude, it didn't immediately strike me as, that might be a problem until I went to Twitter and I saw that some people were bothered by it.
Yeah, it's one of those things I can understand why some people could be bothered by it, but at the same time, me personally, that's not the part that bothered me.
Now, let me tell you why I loved this. Because I didn't care about what kind of belt he used. And I'm not going to lie, my father, when he did hit me with the belt, it hurt. I guarantee you that when Harry went to town, he went to town.
Hell yeah.
But they are not professional wrestlers. They are not built like Wardlow or MJF. And
I wasn't built like fucking Cody Rhodes.
I agree. But the difference between Cody and Daniel Bryan is Cody couldn't fight back. He had to keep taking it and wasn't able to do anything about it. I really enjoyed that MJF made Cody give him his belt to beat him with. I like that Wardlow got a shot in and Wardlow stepped into that shit and swung as hard as he could. I like that Dustin came out and begged to take his brother's place. I like that the Young Bucks came out and that Arn came out and then eventually Brandy came out and got him to get up for the last one.
I hear you with all that. That all would make sense if I believed that it actually hurt as much as he tried to sell me on how much it hurt. You know what I mean? I just didn't believe it hurt that much is my problem.
Okay.
The story they tried to tell would have been great if I believed it actually hurt that much. I just didn't. That's my problem.
So let me ask you this, because it's been done before. Instead of a leather belt, if they had used kendo sticks, would that have appeased the whole whipping in lieu of Black History Month, but also your issue with how much it seemed to hurt if you had taken?
Let's move on beyond the whole Black History Month thing, because honestly, like I said, I didn't care about that at all. But like I said, if they gave me something that just the whole presentation made it look like it actually was doing real damage to me, is what would have sold.
Did you see his back?
Yeah. Have you seen? Well, you didn't see my ass after I got my ass whooped by Harry. But it's just
I didn't.
Yeah, so it's just one of them things. Like, yeah, that's what happens when you get hit by a leather belt. Like, that's just what that sounds. That's what it looked like to me when I saw. I'm like, yeah.
I don't know if maybe like John or somebody else after you got whipped with Harry, you would like come to with your pants down to show them what happened, but that was not me. I never saw that.
Me and John do with our pants down is none of your business. All right.
That's true. That is very true. Except for when I'm recording. By the way, you guys can find us on Pornhub.
You were very well compensated for that, sir.
Pornhub.com/users/Creation World. Go check us out there. All of our videos and content are there since the launch of Creation World. So please go check that out. And like the videos. Give us a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you want something. What?
Nothing. It's just every now and then it really does tickle me that I put these podcasts on Pornhub. But anyway, go ahead.
It tickles a lot of people. I actually got a little bit of traction the other day. I know for a fact that one of my Twitter mutuals at Flex Eddie actually specifically only watches us on Pornhub because he can do it and he thinks it's cool.
Who is this?
At Flex Eddie.
At Flex Eddie. I fucks with you. Tell your other friends to watch us on Pornhub. Listen. If we can become the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub,
I think we are the #1 wrestling podcast.
We don't know that though. If we can get that definitively, and we can tout that out, I would be so happy.
Can I put that on the next shirt?
What?
Like the front, that new logo, and then on the back, #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub.
Do it.
Okay.
I'm with it.
We kicked it off with Moxley and Ortiz. Moxley defeated Ortiz. The Inner Circle all came out. Jericho and Sammy were on commentary.
It was his first singles match in how many days? What did they say?
I don't know. I wouldn't pay
For
attention.
Ortiz, they kept talking about how long it's been since the last time Ortiz had a singles match.
Yeah, because he's a tag team wrestler.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, no shit.
And then at the very end, Moxley pulls out the car keys and he stabs Santana in the eye with the car key. Eye for an eye.
Eye for an eye.
I don't know what the fuck took Sammy Guevara and Jake Hager so long to get down to the ring. Like, they should have been down there and had that sorted out well before Ortiz lost an eye. Or Santana lost an eye. If I was Santana, I'd be more upset with them than I would be Moxley.
Here's the thing about that. See, here's the thing. This is what happens when people don't pay attention to history. Because, you know, when you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that wouldn't happen if you had a Vincent on the sideline. That's what the NWO did. Vincent was always there to make sure shit like that didn't happen. Because if shit like that went down, he'd take that hit. That's what he was there for.
I was going to say, he's not stopping it, but...
No. He'd stop it from happening to somebody important, is my point.
Okay.
So
maybe, and see, here's my thought. They sent Santana and Ortiz down there by themselves. They hung out on the rampway. When the Inner Circle comes out for matches, they announce themselves all separately. Like, it's not the Inner Circle versus blah, blah, blah. It's Jericho and Proud and Powerful, or Jericho and Sammy.
They are not truly a unit. See, you need to learn from the greatest faction of all time as voted by the Smackin Facebook group, the NWO. It's been voted on. It has been proven. It is a thing. Now, when it came to the NWO, they were a unit until Hulk Hogan lost the title to Sting. But whatever. Before that, for over a year, they were united. They had the same music, except for Hogan, because he had Voodoo Child by, you know, the great Jimi Hendrix, which, you know, can't be mad at that. Because he'd come out and he strummed the belt like a guitar and shit. It's just amazing. You can't see that on the WWE network because they don't have the rights to Voodoo Child anymore. But it was amazing. Anyway, what was I talking about before I got distracted by this?
Proper factions, because Inner Circle doesn't refer to themselves.
They don't behave as a proper faction. Sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. Because they come together when they just want to beat down somebody, but it's after the fact all the time.
Travis, Jericho's been working for 60 plus years in the wrestling business, and this is the first faction he's ever been a part of, let alone run. But no, this is the first in 60 plus years. He's never been in nor ran a faction before.
But he has seen it done.
Well, Travis, I've seen fucking Bray Wyatt do that creepy crab walk out of the corner. Doesn't mean I can just go do it.
That's a physical ability that your body just doesn't have. This is logistical that I'm talking about here. He should know better. And this is my problem with the Inner Circle, along with the fact that MJF isn't in it, because that's a real problem for me. But anyway, I lost my train of thought again. What was I talking about?
We don't need to talk about it anymore. We need to move on.
Whatever. The Inner Circle is not what I needed them to be. Fuck them.
Yeah, you made that point. SCU, Kazarian and Scorpio Sky versus the Best Friends. JR mistakenly called Scorpio Sky Too Cold Scorpio because
the word Scorpio in the middle of it. Yeah.
I was going to say y'all look the same, but.
I was not going to go there. You know, I was going to say, like, because they both black, but I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do JR like that because I respect JR. But, yeah, that did come to my mind.
After
then he corrected
match,
himself, and he was like, God, I do know he's Scorpio Sky, not Too Cold Scorpio. I'm not that senile yet, which is a funny old man JR joke because he's a grumpy old man. I fucking love it.
After SCU defeats the Best Friends, the Dark Order comes in and attacks. They beat up Orange Cassidy. Like, after they clear out the four dudes, Orange Cassidy comes in and he's standing up down. Like, I actually just kind of wish that Orange Cassidy had just let loose and beaten the whole Dark Order by himself. Like, I would have loved that.
That's not what I wanted. I wanted to see Orange Cassidy on the outside because the whole thing is putting forth the least amount of effort possible, right? If he put his hands in his pocket and just walked away.
Well, I don't know if you noticed this, but they did have him in the corner on the outside while everyone was getting beat up, just standing there with his hands in his pockets watching everyone get beat up.
I did not see that.
And then after everyone got taken out, that's when he decided to come and roll in. And then fucking Evil Uno reached his hand out and he went and put his hands in his pockets. And then he got stomped. And then after his fellow SCU teammates have already been stomped and taken out, and the best friends, and now the crown jewel of AEW, Orange Cassidy, being beaten down and destroyed, finally, Christopher Daniels, who had his family threatened last week on Dynamite, happens to find the time to make it down to the ring.
Yeah, where the fuck was he during the whole fucking shit? Like,
I don't know.
It's different when it's just like, you know, if it's not your team and you come out later, but it's actually your team and you come out after they get their asses whooped. You're not a very good friend. You're definitely not a best friend.
I really need to take better notes.
You know, I said
Britt
the same
Baker,
thing during Super Flashy. Go ahead. Not out loud, but like in my head. I'm like, yo, I need to do better.
I did some shorthand and I don't even know what the fuck the shorthand is.
Yeah, it happens to me too. Like you start to like, I know what I'm talking about. I'll just put this down. Then it comes time to actually talk about the shit. And like, oh, I don't know what I said here. Oops.
Yeah, 3 days later, no idea.
Yeah, I need to write down everything. Yeah, I know.
Britt Baker loses to Yuka Sakazaki, who looks like character straight out of Final Fantasy. But she successfully performs. It's not coming out, Travis.
The Final Fantasy VII remake, it comes out in April. It's coming.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
It comes out in April.
You know why? Because they've been saying it's coming for 5 fucking years, Travis, and it ain't coming yet.
But they actually put a date on it, and now it's coming out in April. It was supposed to come out in March. Now it's coming in April. It's going to come. I'm just annoyed that it's coming out in April instead of March. That's all. It's
like me on Blue Chew. Every time I think it's coming, it's not coming.
Final Fantasy VII remake is coming out, man. That's you know, there's money involved there now. It's coming out.
My birthday is in April, Travis. You know, if you want to throw me a little.
So in the name of Matt's birthday, I'll buy it for myself and play it. I got you, no problem.
You're an asshole. Did you see her knock that chick's tooth out though? Like, she curb stomped. She fucking American History X'd her.
Shit. I'm like,
in fucking why? In Black History Month, are we doing American History X shit and are we whipping people?
They did do 2 things. That's right. I didn't even think about that. Shit.
She made her bite the rope.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. You're right. Shit.
And the thing that really bothered me, it wasn't even that because I literally just thought of that. Like, literally just thought of that. What bothered me, though, was she spit her tooth into her hand and then she held it out for the camera to look at. And then the guy, like, brought the camera in and looked at her hand. And she's just sitting there like, and she's holding the tooth in front of the camera. Like, who does that?
AEW does that shit because AEW is trash. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I
did not say that. I actually really enjoyed most of this show.
They didn't put Luchasaurus on the fucking show. So, yeah. AEW this week is fucking trash. I'll say it again. Fuck you. At me. At Sir_Cussalott. SIR_CUSSALOTT.
The Lucha Bros and the Bunny and Blade actually get a win. They because the Lucha Bros were in the match. They defeat the Elite in the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and Adam Page. I really don't know what that shorthand is. So anyway, Omega's got an interview after the match. What? You don't care?
Not at all.
Okay. Omega's got an interview after the match. Pac interrupts and threatens Riho. Yeah, go ahead.
This whole Pac and Kenny Omega thing.
Yes.
What's Kenny Omega's reason for not taking this match before?
I don't know. They really haven't said.
That's my point. What the fuck? There's no reason why Kenny Omega shouldn't have taken this match weeks ago. Just fucking fight.
Unless Kenny
Pac.
Omega's scared of Pac.
Is that what it is? Is Kenny Omega afraid of Pac? Is Kenny Omega just a little bitch?
Listen, we're going to talk about Kenny Omega. Like, fuck the rest of this shit. Like, Nyla Rose comes and puts Riho through a table after Pac
No, she
threatened Riho.
doesn't.
Blah, blah.
She just slams her on the table. The table didn't break.
Semantics.
No,
So,
that is not semantics. She did not put her through the table. She just slammed
Travis,
her on it.
when you don't weigh enough to break a table, it doesn't matter how strong someone is to slam you through it. It just won't happen.
She need to put her body into that shit and break the damn table.
When you weigh 15 pounds soaking wet, Travis, it doesn't matter how hard Nyla throws you down, the
but
table's
like,
not going to break.
What's her butt? What's her name that slammed her on the table?
Nyla Rose.
Yeah, if she got to put her body into that shit and break it herself, she know Rio ain't big enough. These
Nyla
are
Rose don't
all
care that
little
much.
small things. These are little things you got to pay attention to. Guess what? If they were on Raw, they'd have broke that fucking table.
All right, Travis. Jim Cornette. Apparently, his fans said something that got Kenny Omega worked up on Twitter.
Oh.
And Kenny Omega said something along the lines of Cornette's fans have zero class and called them mouth breathers.
What did they say?
I don't know. I only saw a photo shot of the tweet where Kenny Omega called Jim Cornette's fans mouth breathers and said they have zero class, and then Jim Cornette's response to that.
I really want to know what Jim Cornette's fans said, but we'll move past that. I need you to do some research and let me know next week.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to look it up because I'm not going to remember.
Yeah, I know. So Jim Cornette then kind of called out Kenny Omega for a lot of the stuff he's done, like wrestling a blow-up doll
or not,
or wrestling a 13-year-old little girl, and also his facials and hand motions. I responded that while I don't like the way Jim Cornette said it, because I don't always agree with the way he says things.
Oh, Jim
those
Cornette
things
is
about
a dick, but he's often right. It's the complexity of paying attention to Jim Cornette.
The things he said about Kenny Omega are the reasons I don't like Kenny Omega. This clearly bothered a Kenny Omega fan because I am not allowed to just not like Kenny Omega. So they responded to me. Why don't you go watch a Hulk Hogan or Ric Flair match and get back to me?
Yep, I sure will. See, here's the thing. There's the problem there. Oh my God, put me on this thread because I'll be like, yes, I will gladly watch a Hulk Hogan or Ric Flair match above Kenny Omega because fuck Kenny Omega.
Well, here's the thing. I said I've watched plenty of Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair matches, and to be honest with you, I don't fucking like Hulk Hogan either. So telling me to go watch a Hulk Hogan match and tell me what I see and comparing.
He's got the red, white, and blue running through his veins, Matt.
No, he doesn't.
He was born and raised in the U.S. of A. That's the WCW music, in case y'all don't realize. Well,
Okay, I'm sorry. You're right. He does have red, white, and blue running through his veins. It's just in the shape of a rebel flag as it flows through.
That's funny because he's racist. Anyway, go ahead.
I don't like, don't get me wrong. I respect what Hulk Hogan did for the business and what the business became with the help of Hulk Hogan. But in ring, he's trash. He's fucking trash.
He's a real American.
I'm glad I did that for you. I'm glad I made that connection. Like in ring, he's trash. You know, I don't like him. I don't like the way he overreacts to everything. And that's what I told the guy. I was like, I don't like the way Hogan overreacts to it. So what makes you think that going and watching Hogan for the millionth time is going to make me like Kenny Omega? And then he's like, well, Hogan overreacts and Ultimate Warrior overreacts and The Rock overreacts. And He listed off all these people. And he's like, that's what Babyface is doing. I'm like, and here's the thing. That's great. And The Rock and Ric Flair and I forget who else it was, but somebody else, they don't bother me. Maybe it was HBK. I'm like, that doesn't bother me because they're really good at what they do. Hulk Hogan and the overreacting from the Ultimate Warrior and the overreacting from Kenny Omega, I don't fucking like it because Ultimate Warrior is all energy and no fucking in-ring substance.
Here's the thing, man. Let me tell you about the Ultimate Warrior, all right? Before
I know how you
get
feel
away
about
with
Warrior.
this fucking slander, all right? He was pure intensity, sir. The Ultimate Warrior had you hype from the first note of his entrance music to the end of his match because he was on a fucking 11 when everybody else was on a scale of 1 to 10 all the time.
Even One Warrior Nation? Even that match?
No, that was the Warrior. That wasn't the Ultimate Warrior. That's somebody different. That's some different shit. That don't count.
Okay. Back to what we were talking about. So anyway, I got into it with some dude, and eventually he just kind of conceded because I was like, dude, I just don't like Kenny Omega. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't like him. I want to see Hangman Adam Page bash him in the fucking face.
You got his Twitter username. Let me get at him.
I'll have to look it up and I'll have to get back
send
to you.
it to me so I can fuck with him. Because, like, I'll just be like, Kenny Omega's trash.
And then Kip Sabian defeats Joey Janela thanks to Penelope Ford.
Kip Sabian.
Yes.
Where was he before
Super
AEW? Because that name sounds really familiar, but I don't know who the fuck he is.
You're probably thinking of Chris Sabin.
Who's Chris Sabin?
He was in Impact.
That might be what it is. Like, was Chris
TNA? He was in early TNA, like when I was watching TNA.
Yeah, that might be what I'm thinking of.
I think you're thinking of Chris Sabin.
Okay.
I think he was part of the Motor City Machine Guns.
And that would
he was definitely in the X division.
That would definitely explain
it. AEW, Spit or Swallow.
Spit.
I'm gonna swallow. Like, I thought the root canal that Britt performed live in ring for everyone was kind of cool, even though it turned out later, as I talked about it, that it might have been a little poorly timed and racist. The fact that she did it, Travis, not the chick holding the tooth out for the camera, but the fact that she performed a root canal live on TV after the match was kind of cool. I enjoyed the stuff early on with Mox and Ortiz and the Santana getting stabbed in the eye. And then the whole shit with Jericho later being like, who stabs a man in the eye with a spike? After he did the same shit.
But he didn't. He used the key. It was the key fob, not even a real key. And
I thought that the 10 Lashes segment was really good. I know you had your issues with it, but I thought it came off really well. I'm a swallow.
I wasn't sold on that last. The whole big thing, the whole show was like built around, just didn't sell me. So, yeah, I'm spitting it.
Raw or NXT?
Let's go Raw.
Oh. So Raw was kind of fucked up because there was a snowstorm and some talent, I guess, couldn't make it. And apparently we needed to fill some time. And that time was about 15 minutes because Randy Orton came out. And for 15 minutes, he didn't say a goddamn fucking word. And then he left.
It was so great about watching this on Hulu. They cut a big part of that out. And I'm so glad they did. Because I heard things, and I watched it on Hulu. I'm like, oh, that wasn't that bad because they cut it down for Hulu. Hell yeah.
15 minutes of Randy Orton pacing around the ring, picking the mic up and then dropping it, and picking it back up to his mouth and then lowering it.
Here's the thing. On Hulu, it came across perfectly.
Did you see Liv versus Lana?
Unfortunately.
Why do you say unfortunately?
Because it's just one of those things, like, why did we have this match again?
So we can see Liv and Lana.
But we already saw Liv and Lana.
Not this week.
Yeah, but there wasn't anything special about the match.
Yeah, there was.
We could have done
that
Liv
was
versus
the match
somebody
was the
else and
setup
done
to
that. We could have done Liv versus somebody else and done that.
But Liv doesn't have a problem with anyone else right now.
But she already solved that problem with Lana. They had that match.
Who else would it have been?
It doesn't matter. It could have been anybody. But they
Who?
built it up. It could have been anybody.
Couldn't have been Sarah Logan.
Okay, anybody but Sarah. Actually, would have been better if it was Sarah Logan.
Why?
Because then it's just like, you got two former Riot Squad members going at it, and then Ruby Riot comes out, and she clearly chooses a side.
Or she beats up both members.
Or that. Either way, it's far more interesting.
Well, I've got a few ideas as to how they could have made it more interesting too. But yeah, no, Ruby's back. She takes out Liv. Then Lana hits Liv with an X Factor. But it was clear Ruby Riot was coming down and she was going to take out Liv. Like, there was no question in my mind that that's what was going to happen.
There, exactly. Yeah.
Because they're friends. I would have actually liked a real hug reunion and them to form a tag team, because we could use some tag teams in the women's tag team division.
I knew that wasn't going to happen, but my thing is I'm more...
Travis.
What?
I knew it wasn't going to happen. I'm just saying it would have been better than what we got because what we got was predictable as fuck.
Well, it's not even predictable as fuck. It's more of what was the point of this whole Liv Morgan character change thing when they're really not doing much with it? That's all. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, that's what I was going to say is Liv Morgan's whole We Are 18 character change and washing away the old her and her talking about her friends and the way they used to treat her and, make her feel about herself. It would have been cool if Liv had attacked Ruby. Ruby comes back, all smiles, and Liv attacks Ruby.
Yeah.
Because I would not have expected that.
That would have been more.
Sense.
That would have been more interesting. The whole here's the thing. Here's how little I cared about all this and how much it meant nothing to me. Before you said it, I forgot that Ruby Riot showed up.
Did you see Drew versus Mojo?
Unfortunately.
Apparently the 24/7 title wasn't on the line because if it was, Drew would be champion right now because he defeated Mojo Rawley.
Yeah, they
were
said
24/7 champion.
And I was very upset that Truth didn't show up after the match. Where the fuck is our Truth? He needed to get his baby back.
Drew defeated Mojo Rawley, your 24/7 champion, who has an offensive lineman to protect him quicker than Brock beat Kofi for the WWE title.
Yeah. And he told him, as soon as this bell rings, I'm going to Claymore kick you and beat you.
Yep. And that's what he did.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why we did it to Drew, or why we did it to Mojo. It looked like they were trying to build Mojo and do something with Mojo.
Fuck Mojo.
Could have been No Way Jose.
No, this is R-Truth's belt. We need to get that belt back on R-Truth's shoulder.
Could have been EC3. At least get him on TV.
You're right. I keep forgetting he exists. Congrats on maintaining that patent, by the way.
Did you see AOP and Buddy Murphy versus KO and the Viking Raiders?
That was the elimination tag, right? Yeah, I saw that.
One Viking Raider gets hurt, one gets eliminated. It's 3-on-1 KO. KO gets rid of Murphy, but loses to the AOP.
Yeah. It was one of those, I was watching yeah, whatever. I'm going to keep playing Mario Kart on my phone.
Did you see the Ricochet promo? Wellness policy and injury.
Yeah.
Did you see the Ricochet promo?
Yeah.
So, Pew Pew Ricochet.
Pretty Rick is what they call him.
Needs a manager because
Yeah.
Not only was his promo bad, here's the thing. He is so white meat babyface, I don't think he could turn heel. I honestly don't.
No, you're right.
Not like I don't think the fans would accept him as a heel. I physically don't think he can turn heel. I don't think he has a mean-spirited bone in his body.
He's not capable physically of doing heelish things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. He's one of those people who, like, I don't cheer for him. I don't boo him. I just don't care that he's there.
Which baffles me. Because
I should care, but I don't.
No, he's talented as hell.
Exactly.
He was really entertaining as North American champion on NXT, but he doesn't have a mean bone in his body.
You know who was more entertaining as North American champion?
Keith Lee.
Well, he's still becoming the entertaining North American champion.
We're not going to talk about that, Travis, because we're not there yet, so don't fucking...
I know, but I was so happy. I was so happy.
And we'll talk about it.
I know.
You really fucked that up. I was trying to segue into Ricochet Fingers' butthole, and you ruined it. I was working towards it, and you killed it. So we're going to move on now. Did you see Black versus EY?
Ricochet Fingers' butthole.
Yeah, no, we established that. Black versus Eric Young.
You think he uses like his middle finger when nobody's looking?
We could ask Casey Catanzaro now that she's back.
Who?
Casey Catanzaro.
Which one is that?
Ninja Warrior. Warrior.
Oh,
his girlfriend.
Oh, she's fucking Ricochet.
Could you imagine how acrobatic their sex life is?
She uses her pinky.
Did you see Aleister Black versus Eric Young?
Have you seen that clip from American Dad?
Hey, did you see Aleister Black versus Eric Young?
Up in there. What's that?
I don't watch American Dad.
Oh, you're missing out. Anyway, what about Aleister Black?
Did you see him fight Eric Young?
No, I know that match happened, but I didn't see it happen.
Did you see the stuff with Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo?
Negative. Once again, I know what happened, but I didn't see it happen.
Wow, that's actually surprising. Did you see Charlotte?
Surprised the fuck out of me too. Yes, I saw Charlotte.
See Charlotte?
Yes.
Okay. We'll talk about it when we get there. Charlotte doesn't come out and tell us shit, and then Rhea Ripley comes out and challenges her, and I am now eating my words from last week because last week I said that they would go for the tag team titles, and Travis gave me a look like I was crazy, and I'm like, don't look at me like I'm crazy. I'm not the one online saying she's going to challenge for the NXT title, and then here we go. She's challenging for the NXT title. Possibly. More than likely. What's going to happen?
Wait. What happened last week?
Last week, I told you because she was wrestling Asuka that maybe Charlotte would go for the tag team titles because it's the only belt she hasn't held, and she wanted to collect all the gold. She'd look for a partner, and she'd challenge the Kabuki Warriors for the tag titles. And you looked at me like that, and I was like, don't look at me like I'm crazy, Travis. I'm not the ones on the internet saying she's going to fucking challenge Rhea Ripley for the NXT title, so I'm not completely crazy like they are. And then they did that. Then they did that shit. So, fuck me, right?
Bro. How fucking tired was I last week? I don't remember any of this shit. I wasn't even drunk, bro.
No, you woke up. I woke you up. You fell asleep during SmackDown, and I woke you up.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, was I really that out of it? Like,
do you not listen to the, like, I post like a little 1 minute, 2 minute clip on Twitter of our show, and it's what I think is the funniest part of our show.
Listen,
you should at least listen to that.
Listen, Matt.
No, you should at least listen to that.
Matt, it's like when R-Truth came out, was interrupting Brock and Paul Heyman. Like, Matt, you post a lot. Like when he told Paul, like, yo, you talk a lot. Like, it's just
somebody's got to rep our brand on Twitter.
It becomes white noise after a while, bro. Like, it's just, I got so much else that I'm worried about. I don't have time. It's just.
Did you see Asuka versus Natalya?
Yes. And it bothered me.
Asuka wins and then challenges Becky, who accepts. So we're going to get the rematch.
By the fact, I know I've talked about this before, but when superstars get other superstars and they're finishing submissions and they just always work their way to the ropes, and it's just like, why are you doing that? Just don't let them get you in their finishing submission. Like, that's the way you do that. So she got her in the sharpshooter. and she worked her way to the ropes. But then as soon as Asuka got the Asuka lock on, she tapped immediately.
Because the Asuka lock's better than the sharpshooter.
Bullshit.
When Natalya does it,
You might be right.
you got to remember, it's not like Natalya isn't summoning the spirit of Bret Hart from fucking Canada.
Maybe she should. She needs to embody the spirit of the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Well, if she wanted to do it properly, she'd embody the spirit of Sting, because Scorpion Deathlock's better than the sharpshooter.
Never, never, never.
Facts.
Nah. How many world titles has Sting won with the Scorpion Deathlock?
11.
No. With the Scorpion Deathlock.
11.
No. I know at least half of those because I watched WCW a hell of a lot more than you did with one with the Scorpion Death drop. Not the Scorpion Death lock.
Okay. So half of 11, we'll say 5. I'll even go low. 5.
Bret Hart has won more title matches with the sharpshooter than Sting has won with the Scorpion Death lock.
You know why?
Because Bret Hart's better than him.
No, because the sharpshooters all Bret Hart had to win a match. Sting had another move. He didn't need to use Scorpion Deathlock every time because he had the drop.
I mean,
all Bret Hart had was the lock.
I mean, he also had a crooked ref to win him, or at least one of them. So, we're not going to get into that. But whatever. Fast count.
I thought you'd be more upset that Becky had cooler sunglasses than you did.
Nah, I'm not upset about that. It just means I got to do, when I got to do better, I'll admit I got to do better. She got me.
You got to do better.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm okay with that.
Then, in our main event of the night, we could have had Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar at Saudi Arabia.
There is nothing I want more when it comes to Brock than to see Brock go head-to-head with Bobby Lashley. And they just won't give it to me. They just won't let me have it, man.
You're not the only one. I didn't realize how many people actually wanted to see that match. And now I'm trying to, I'm not saying you because I don't know what you were thinking going into this match.
What was that?
But I don't know why, with the way that Bobby Lashley has been booked, anyone thought that there was a glimmer of hope with them both being heels going into Saudi Arabia and Bobby Lashley being married to Lana, that there was any chance Bobby Lashley was getting that match.
I didn't think he would win that match, but I still would rather see that than Ricochet.
A lot of Twitter thought not only was he going to win that match, but were really upset that he didn't.
Well, they're fucking idiots. I had no belief going into this match that Bobby would win it. However, I would still, I don't care what alignment they have or whatever as far as heel and babyface and all that. Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar, I will take that 7 days a week and twice on Sunday ahead of Ricochet versus Brock Lesnar.
On the bright side, I at least get to watch Brock Lesnar get kicked in the dick at least one more time.
No promises.
So Ricochet wins, and then Brock comes down and F5s him.
Because fuck Ricochet.
Not good enough for Hulu. Monday Night Raw edition. Aleister Black defeats Eric Young. And we find out that Angel Garza is Humberto Carrillo's cousin, his older cousin.
Sure.
Who's the leader of his family, who's apparently more loyal to Zelina Vega than he is Humberto Carrillo, because Zelina stopped by, said a few nice things, maybe made a couple offers. Next thing you know, Angel Garza is coming to set his cousin Humberto Carrillo straight.
I mean, if you gave me the choice between Humberto and Zelina, I'm choosing Zelina every day. So
remember that discussion we had about how
No.
The Miz was a terrible father?
Yeah, I do remember that actually.
Yeah, because you bring it up all the time.
Yeah.
Ray
He
is
is
a
an
worse
awful
father
father.
than The Miz.
Who?
Ray is a worse father than The Miz. Ray.
Explain.
Well, first off, The Miz didn't lose his child, almost lose his child in a custody battle in a ladder match. That's neither here nor there. Humberto Carrillo was about to get DDT'd on the concrete by Angel Garza. Garza's going to use Andrade's finisher to take him out, like Humberto did to Andrade last week as payback for Zelina. Rey
Yeah.
Mysterio comes down and saves Humberto. Rey Mysterio has saved Humberto Carrillo more times than he has saved his own flesh and blood, who is a non-signed, non-contracted wrestler.
What that really sounds like to me is Dominic needs to get his shit together.
All I'm saying is, when your son is being threatened by Brock Lesnar, you need to be there quicker and more effective.
Here's the thing. I'm with you. I understand that Ray needs to do better.
Than
That's
some random dude getting attacked by some random dude when they're not even family. Why are you
Here's the
even going
thing.
down there? Why is that your business?
I hear you. Dominic and Ray need to do better. Well, mostly Ray needs to do better, but Dominic also needs to learn how to like fucking defend himself or get the fuck out the way. Because that's
Okay.
Brock fucking Lesnar. You see Brock Lesnar coming, you go the other way. Self-preservation. That's what separates us from the animals.
Were you going somewhere with that, or
No, not really. It's just basic
Okay.
instinct. I like that.
I thought maybe you were going to say that The Miz was a worse father because, or something.
Oh no, Miz is just a piece of shit. But you know,
Okay.
that's by design.
Ray versus Garza leads to Garza drilling Rey Mysterio on the concrete with the DDT.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Travis. Oh, you wouldn't know because you didn't get to see it. Humberto Carrillo, who Ray saved, who did not get drilled out of the concrete, did not come back out to save Ray, was not there to stop this from happening. He takes a DDT on the concrete for Humberto, who doesn't even have the common sense to come down and help him or to show up on NXT, which we're about to talk about next, and get some revenge.
Shame.
Not good enough for Hulu.
Is it
Black
descent
versus
in the
EY
Mexican
and the
culture? Is that what's happening in WWE?
Well, I will say one of the podcasts that I follow did point out that they keep making all the Hispanic wrestlers wrestle each other, and it's
Yeah.
not right.
And you know, I've always pointed out whenever we had the black on black violence on WWE. So you know what? The Mexican on Mexican violence, I'm not for that either.
I mean, we also have like white on white violence almost every
Well, when
match.
90% of your roster is white, that happens, Matt.
I agree.
That don't count. Move on.
So here's my question then. No, hold on. Let's have this discussion real quick.
Oh God.
So, would you rather have a match that is 50% black and 50% white or Hispanic, or 100% black? Because you can't complain about black on black violence if you have two black guys in a match getting two black guys TV time, or two Hispanic guys, so on and so forth.
The problem that I have when there's the black on black violence on WWE is when outside of that we have a lack of black representation.
Right.
So if you got the black representation and you don't need to use that to just excuse the black on black violence, it's different. You know what I mean?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Same with the Mexican. I like Mexicans,
Hispanics, Travis, they're not all Mexican. Hispanics.
The people that we're discussing right now all happen to be Mexican. All right.
You sure about that?
97% sure.
Where's Humberto Carrillo from?
He's not from Mexico?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Or is he not of Mexican descent? From what I've
I don't know. I was
learned,
asking you.
as far as the way they've been presented, Andrade, Humberto, what's that NXT nigga name?
Angel Garza.
Yeah, that dude, and Ray, have all been presented as Mexican wrestlers. So if I'm incorrect about that, it's because they've been presented to me wrong.
Okay. No, I purposely do that because I like you to explain why the black on black violence is problematic, and sometimes it's hard to get that out of you. So if I can pose things to you in a way that'll get you to explain it, then it's fun to do.
You get me? You feel me?
Monday Night Raw, spit or swallow?
I'm spitting that too.
Spitting raw?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't feeling it.
NXT. Did you see the opening with the Broserweights and the golf cart and
Yeah, I saw it.
And
it started off so strong. And they kept letting Matt Riddle talk. And it killed it for me.
did you not like how many fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish?
He said it too many fucking times. Like,
well, it was a chant, Travis.
It was funny at first. And I'm like, I'm over this now. And he kept going.
Yeah. The Undisputed Era come down and erupt. And, of course, you know, the Broserweights win the match. And
before you keep going, it's one of those things. It's like, it's part of the appeal of NXT. They let them try things and experiment and all that. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it doesn't. I'm not mad at it. It's just that particular thing didn't land for me.
As Undisputed Era is out there and the Broserweights are challenging them, Adam Cole reminds
same shit
his cohorts that they've got bigger fish to fry tonight in Tommaso Ciampa, so they decline the invitation to fight the Broserweights. Did you see Angel Garza versus Swerve?
Nope.
Well, it happened.
Did it?
Garza was on NXT. We'll come back to it. Did you see all the stuff with the Undisputed Era going through backstage, fucking with people looking for Ciampa?
Yeah.
So they're picking on civilians, looking for Ciampa, just pushing people around.
So was the dude getting the haircut anybody important?
No. And I asked the same thing. I'm like, why is there just a dude getting a haircut? Like, is that an employee perk? Like, they've got a stylist back there, and at any point, if you need a haircut and they're open, you can just sit down? Or was that a fan? And is that a thing that they do at Full Sail where I can just go back there and get like a beard trim during the show?
Okay.
Like,
so you didn't know who he was.
What the fuck was going on?
Okay.
No clue. But yeah, no, they go through and they kind of bully people and are, well, where's this person? Where's that person? Eventually they find Kushida and they take out Kushida and put him in a trash can. And then Bronson Reed shows up and they're kind of like, hey, everything's cool. And they take out Bronson Reed. But finally, Ciampa shows up. He clears out 3 of the 4 members of the Undisputed Era. They go down to the ring. There's a big brawl. Bruiserweights join in. And then William Regal makes a match. 6-man tag. The Bruiserweights and Ciampa versus 3 members of the Undisputed Era. But the fight continues. Like, even after Regal tried to settle it down and make a match, like, they just kept going at it.
Yeah, he tried. Like, yo, we fighting though, so just deal with it.
Mm-hmm. Did you see Killian Dane versus Dominik Dijakovic?
Yeah.
Dane loses to Dijakovic. He had challenged Dijakovic to a match, saying that Dijakovic didn't deserve it, and blah blah blah.
Even though Keith Lee beat them both already.
Well, and Dominik Dijakovic has beat Keith Lee as well. And that's what Dominik Dijakovic's point was, is Keith Lee knows that Dominik can beat him. And when they go to TakeOver next Sunday, he's going to take the North American title from him.
Nah, Keith Lee going to beat him, but whatever.
And then Keith Lee comes out and raises the title and congratulates him on winning this match. And, you know, yep, Keith Lee, Dominik Dijakovic. And like you said, I wouldn't mind this if I hadn't seen it like 4 times already.
Yeah. Renew their rivalry. No, don't do that because we've seen that match a million times.
Not this soon. And I know why they did what they did in the main event and not here, but they should have done. They could have done it here and made that match. Because even though you don't like black on black violence, that is a match I would love to see.
Oh man!
But I know that what happens in the main event needed to happen
Yup.
because there's unfinished business there as well.
Exactly.
Did you see Mercedes Martinez versus Casey Catanzaro?
Mercedes had a match?
Yep.
Bullshit. No, I didn't see that shit.
Or as I put it, it was Orange is the New Black versus Stick It.
Versus what?
Stick It. The movie Stick It. You never seen that?
I'm unfamiliar with it.
It's about gymnasts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Did you see Jordan Devlin versus Tyler Breeze?
Yes.
What'd you think of that match? First off, I didn't know Tyler Breeze was even on 205 Live.
Well, I knew he was in NXT, so, you know, him being the smaller guy doesn't surprise me that he was part of 205 Live. I just didn't know he got that haircut.
Yeah. The Devlin side is one of my favorite finisher names because it is a very clever use of his name and the move that he does, and I love that.
The match itself was good. Like, it was a fun cruiserweight style bout. I enjoyed it.
Went on longer than I thought it would.
It was longer than I expected and probably too long.
Yeah.
But it was cool.
Then Charlotte's here.
Bruh. Before the ending of this show, this was my favorite segment. All because of Bianca Belair during this whole shit. Go ahead and talk about it.
Bianca's out there talking about how Rhea's overlooking her by challenging Charlotte, and that come Sunday or next Sunday, come TakeOver, after Bianca beats Rhea, it'll be Bianca versus Charlotte if Charlotte takes that match. Charlotte comes down and interrupts and disrespects the shit out of Bianca repeatedly.
Yo.
Repeatedly.
Let me tell you. So that first thing when she just kind of like act like she was moving Bianca Belair out of the way, the whole time they're talking with Bianca Belair in the background. Let me tell y'all. Listen, white people. Let me tell y'all how black this moment was right here. This is one of them times she acted out how we feel when we in public. And some random white motherfucker disrespects the fuck out of us, and we gotta act like we're not gonna fuck you up, but still let everybody know we about to fuck you up. Like, she, the whole time in the background, you can see it. She's just like, "Ooh, this bitch. Oh, this bitch. I'm gonna whoop her ass. I'm about to fuck her up." Like, the whole time they're trying to have this back and forth, but she's in the background like, "I am going to whoop her ass." Oh, it was so good. This is my favorite part of the whole show. I don't even remember what they said. I was watching Bianca Belair in the background. I was fully understanding what she was going through in the back. Like, I'm trying to keep my decorum. And I'm like, I want to fuck her up.
There was one point where Bianca tried to step back in and insert herself back into that Charlotte Rhea situation. And Charlotte told her, this business is between champions. Let champions talk.
Yeah. And then she went, oh, yeah. And went back into that shit. Like, yo, I am going to whoop her ass.
So, yeah, Rhea came down and Rhea went on her. Charlotte might have forgot because she's been gone a while, but we have a saying down here, and it's "We are NXT," and you're not going to come in here and you're not going to disrespect Bianca in front of me, because whether we got a match or not, we are NXT. And then Bianca and Rhea take out Charlotte together.
They whoop her ass. Oh, it was so good. Like, this is my favorite segment, and then the end happened, and like, yeah, that's sorry.
I agree. And then we had the 6-man tag team match that Travis talks about. Undisputed Era takes out the Broserweights and then spray paints Ciampa, putting an X on his back as it's a 4-on-1 beatdown. Before
they halfway went the NWO route and they didn't fully do it.
Well, Adam Cole took fucking forever to make this happen and do anything. Like
That
he's walking, he's kneeling, but then the room goes black, the screen pops up. It's that 2-5-20 that we saw last week and has been flashing all night. And we go to the ring, and up on the turnbuckle is the Dream. Velveteen Dream is back. Dream. He cleans house. My favorite part of all this, though, is he rips off the tights that he has on, and underneath the tights that he came in with are his airbrush tights, and it is a picture of him, Marina Shafir, and their son, Roddy's son and wife, along with Velveteen Dream. And then on the butt, it says, Marina, call me up, or call me up, Marina. Something along those lines. I think it was call me up, Marina.
I didn't get all that, so you got to explain that to me.
Marina is Roddy's wife.
Who?
Marina Shafir, one of the lackeys that runs around with Shayna Baszler, the brunette.
Okay.
That's Roderick Strong's wife.
Former North American champion, right?
The guy that took out Velveteen Dream and then took his belt, yes.
Okay. The one that Keith Lee beat for the North American title. Gotcha.
Correct. That is his wife.
Ah.
Her face is on his pants.
That's fucking amazing.
Roderick Strong's child's face is on his pants.
Listen.
And
this
then
is why I fucking love the Velveteen Dream. I was already sold on this shit.
This is, if not Rick Rude level, maybe above Rick Rude level trolling right here. But Velveteen Dream also put his own face, not Roddy's, his own face on his tights, and then set them all up family portrait style.
That's so good. It is. That's fucking great.
And then call me up, Marina, on his ass.
DREAM.
All right, not good enough for Hulu NXT edition. We got Angel Garza defeating Isaiah Swerve Scott, and then Garza calls out Devlin, wants his rematch for the NXT title. Humberto Carrillo did not show up on NXT to attack Angel Garza after the actions on Monday Night Raw, and I do not appreciate the lack of consistency, because if Angel Garza was a man, or if Humberto Carrillo was a man, he would have brought his ass to NXT and taken care of business.
Yeah.
And Mercedes Martinez defeats Casey Catanzaro.
Yeah.
NXT, spit or swallow.
Yeah, I'm swallowing it. Fuck you.
And because Travis spit Monday Night Raw, Travis spit Friday Night SmackDown, Travis spit Wednesday Night Dynamite, but he swallowed NXT.
I knew you were going there.
I don't even need to ask the question.
Yeah. You're right. I'll give you this week.
Okay. Well, last week it was Raw. This week it's NXT. I'm with you. You guys can find us. They got me with
the dream, bro. They got me with the dream.
And Bianca.
Yeah. Bianca in the background was like my favorite shit.
And I mean, Keith Lee didn't really do much, but he was still on the show.
Yeah. That wouldn't have sold me on it though. But
I know, but I mean, it's unlike AEW, who just doesn't even put Luchasaurus like on the stage or in the background.
You're right.
At least they put Keith. Like, you can't say Keith Lee wasn't there. He was there.
He was. You're right.
Mm-hmm. You guys can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/creationworld. You guys can also find this podcast specifically and the group that we run on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/Smackin Raw. We have weekly chats for Raw, NXT, AEW, and SmackDown runnings. You guys, if you join the group, you can join in those chats, talk with members live while the show's going on. It's fun. Raw and NXT or AEW generally do better than SmackDown.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. You guys can find Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow, the other podcast that Travis has going on currently right now, over at facebook.com/group/Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. And again, the Creation World Facebook page, facebook.com/Creation World, will have links to everything that you need to find Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow or Smackin' Raw or soon to be Wild Wild West World. And it's the only place other than YouTube and Pornhub that you guys can find the Creation Conversation, which happens every 90 days.
Yeah, the goal is every month, but scheduling might fuck things up.
Yeah. So, Travis has informed me that you guys can look forward to probably Sunday the release of the next episode of Return to Wrestling. So if you guys hear that, go listen to it. If you enjoy it, go throw us $5 on the Patreon and get the next episode immediately so you don't have to wait, because you're technically 1 month behind, because there will be a new episode on Patreon. This is the one that we released on Patreon last month. So get caught up, follow along, and take this roller coaster ride through the shithole that is WCW 1995-1996, where we are currently at right now.
We were in 97 at that point, right? We haven't gotten to 97 yet? Okay, yeah.
We haven't even got to fucking the NWO yet, Travis.
We haven't got to 96 yet. Well, yeah. NWO happens.
No, we're in 96 right now.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. So go check that out.
NWO and when you do that, July of 96. So,
Yeah. When you guys do that, you guys also get source material, which is a nice companion piece for Super Flash Arrow of Tomorrow. And you get space stuff. It is a original content created and produced by Johnny Gems Gruzius and Sir Cusselot Travis Pointer. And there should be more of that coming as well. If you guys don't have $5, but you got $1 and you just want to say, hey, these guys are cool, shoot us $1. We'll shout you out. $1 holler.
Shout out to
Mike on any Robles. Podcast, your choice. Huh?
Says shout out to Mike Robles.
Shout out to Mike Robles. And you still get that shout out for the $5, so you get the shout out plus that. If you guys want to throw us $20, you get behind the scenes, which Mara has edited together. Find out all the shit that we talk about when we're not on there. If you think it's bad here, imagine what's going on when the cameras aren't rolling.
Well, the cameras are rolling. We're just not putting it on the show.
Well, when we don't think the cameras are rolling. And you still get the content from the $5 tier and the $1 shout out. If you've got the money and you really like us, throw us $50. We'll let you pick a topic, and we will go through and we will discuss that topic on whatever podcast you choose. If you want Travis and Mara to talk about the logistics of, which they kind of have before, but how Superman and Lois Lane have sex without killing Lois Lane, or what that cum shot would do to her, and you want like actual scientific fact and physics behind it, they will do the research. They will come back and they will do a whole show on that.
100% do the research on that one.
If you want me and Travis to talk about why the Ultimate Warrior and Bret Hart aren't as good as he thinks he is, and why the Undertaker is the greatest of all time,
I will not.
We'll do that too,
and let you disrespect.
If they give you $50, yes, they will. Yes, you will.
Oh, sir. I will not sit back and let you disrespect the greatness that is Bret Hart and the Ultimate Warrior.
For $50, I'll do it, and he'll post it. So he might not sit back, but he'll post it. You'll still get it. It'll be entertaining. Whatever you guys want. And then last but not least, for $100, you guys can come on our show or Super Flash Arrow of Tomorrow or the Creation Conversation, or maybe you're a Wild Wild Westworld fan or Westworld fan. You want to come on Wild Wild Westworld. You guys can do that. You guys can come on and just make fun of Travis for riding Will Smith's dick his entire life. Whatever you want to do, you can do, because you gave us $100. And for that $100, you still get to pick a topic. You still get the behind the scenes. You still get the $5. You still get the $1. Ladies and gentlemen, the beautiful thing about this right here is I'm recording the audio for this podcast. So Travis can't mute me this week. Travis, you can leave the show, but I got the audio recording, so I'm kind of unleashed right now. I'm really enjoying this. I will suffer later. Believe me, I will suffer later. But right now, I'm cruising. So $100 for that. Those are our Patreon tiers, and we would appreciate any donations. Also, as I said, there should be new T-shirts coming soon, so please check Teespring. We will have those new T-shirts out, a new Smackin' Raw T-shirt for sure. I don't know if Travis has designs for Super Flashy or anything else, but we will definitely have at least a new Smackin' Raw T-shirt up very soon for you guys to go and purchase. It's another way to support us, and we appreciate that. And it's a cool piece of swag for you guys to walk around and carry, wear. Looks cool. Let people know about our podcast. We appreciate it. Travis, you got anything else?
Not for right now. You already talked about it. Wild Wild Westworld coming next month because, Westworld's back next month.
All right. Well, you guys can find him on the Twitter and Instagram at Sir Cussalot. That is at SIR_CUSSALOTT. And don't forget, he wants to smoke. He wants all the smoke. And you can find me on Twitter only at Matt Ritter.
AEW trash.
MATTRIDDER.
Trash.
Minus the AEW's trash.
Trash.
Hit me up there. Let me know what you guys think of the podcast. I really would like some feedback, and I'd appreciate it. So if you're listening, at me, comment under the post with the podcast, whatever you got to do. So let me know what you think or what we can do better. If you want to tell us that we're trash, like Travis says AEW is, let me know, and then tell me why. Just so I know. I'm curious. For Sir Cussalot, Travis Pointer, I am the Warden, Matt Ritter. We are Smackin' It Raw, and we are that damn good.
Peace.